Hello. Yay! Woo, what a good day this is. Wow, I'm so excited to share this incredible, person, designer, and story today. Miss Carolyn Kimbro, what a pleasure to have you here and thank you so much for sharing your story of really how you I'm gonna do a big spoiler alert, how you achieved your 5-year goal in less than 5 months. Thank you for your time. I know that you are a busy woman with a full life. Mhm. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You are very welcome. Thank you for having me and wanting to talk to me today. So thanks.
Well, Miss Carolyn, would you please share a little bit about yourself, share a bit about your business and what it was like before working together, some of the frustrations or the situation that you were in.
Yeah. So my background, I went to Auburn. I studied interior design. I worked commercially for a few years, and then I decided to branch off on my own. This October will be 5 years since I started Peachtree Interior Design. And, I had the sporadic jobs here and there, lots of word of mouth, and, it was steady, but, it, you know, coming and going, never really sure when the next project was going to come. And then we moved, which means my whole business moved. So that was a little bit of a, shock to the system, because before, all of my clients had come from word of mouth, and suddenly I didn't know anybody. So made it a little bit harder moving to a totally new place, new market. We had been in Atlanta, so lots of interior designers there. Here, not so many, which is great for me. But yeah, I was just getting really frustrated and not really sure the best way to tackle marketing. It's not something that they teach you in design school. So, it was just, I was looking for help, and I found y'all. And so.
Well, moving, having your whole world sort of shaken up, right? And a new place where you really didn't know anyone, right?
No, I know.
Yeah. So you made this decision right? You made this decision that we were going to work together. And can you share some of the things that happened when you made that decision?
Yeah, so working through everything, and just kind of learning the process, the way that, I needed to be doing things. It really helped build my confidence, even just talking about, how to talk about my business, I guess, versus, before I would do the thing that I'm sure that lots of people do, which is yeah, I'm an interior designer. And now I know to start the conversation with, I am the owner of Peachtree Interior Design, and going on from there. So, y'all really gave me the confidence to do that and the know-how to do it. So.
And maybe, do you mind sharing one of the stories of when you found, when you started using that, what happened?
Yes. So the first time that I used it, and I had a call, I think a couple days later, with you, actually, and I was so excited that I had actually done it. I went to a local builders association meeting, and meeting all of the big builders in town, and, introducing myself, and one of them asked me what I do, and I not quite being comfortable with, the process yet. I just said, well, I'm an interior designer. He's like, oh, are you one of those interior designers that just says that they're an interior designer? And I said, no, I'm the owner of Peachtree Interior Design. And we, you know, we help our clients put a little bit of charm back in their homes. And I have a 4-year degree in interior design. And he, oh, sorry, no. So can I have your card? I think I might have to buy it. So, it went from my wife used to do that some to, oh, I might be referring some people to you. And,
in seconds.
yes.
Yeah. And I just want to take a second and really recognize that, because it is a challenge, right? Because the first instinct is, yeah, I'm an interior designer. And the follow-up is almost universally, oh, I love shopping. No. Or,
Oh, my aunt does that.
And
my aunt can put, accessorizes people's homes too. I'm like, no, I work on floor plans. I pick all of the finishes for people.
I move walls.
More. Like I remove walls.
Yes.
So yeah, it was a night and day reaction. So, and after that, every time I introduce myself to someone, I use my USP.
Fantastic. Which is fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, and so in this process, what were some of the different elements that you enjoyed most? Was it the one-on-one coaching? Was it the group? Was it the community Q&As? The content and the trainings? What was it?
So I really liked the one-on-one coaching. The modules were awesome, and it gave me the big picture. But then I could come back with our coaching and ask you the questions that really honed in on how I could use it in my business. Having the big picture is great in setting up the process for my company, so that when I hire someone, I can easily, explain, like, this is how things are done. This is our process for this. But being able to really talk through it, the whys, the hows, the verbiage to use when doing things for myself. So, for example, like the newsletters, knowing how to use one, because I've been in business for 5 years and I had never started an email list until I worked with y'all. I had seen that was something that I should do, but I had no idea how to do it. I didn't know the right and the wrong ways to do it, because I'm sure that there are wrong ways to do it. And I'm sure that I would have found the wrong ways if I had tried to do it myself. So it was just having the coaching to back up the learning side was, beyond helpful. And then I really love the group coaching calls too, because you're on calls with other designers. So while some people might have had a question that was asked beforehand, we would all give our input on how we handle it or give ideas. I think that I've even heard people asking questions that are more design related versus marketing related. And it was nice to have a community, because where I am, there isn't much of a design community. And so, those calls were really nice, because I got that little bubble for a while.
Yeah. Well, design, you are in an area where there aren't that many. And, even so, sometimes it's not possible to have that community. And especially a community where, designers are kind
Yeah.
and they're open and they're supportive. And when one designer does well, everyone celebrates because that means everyone's doing well.
Yes, it's a nice community because everyone's lifting each other up. There's no competition because you're all there working on your own business. So, you know, everyone's just trying to help each other, and that's something that I don't see a lot in the design community. And it was refreshing. It was nice. So
Now, sometimes designers, they'll sit on the fence, right? So you have been in business for 5 years and you'd been taking action, right, in your area. And then all of a sudden you found yourself between a rock and a hard place,
mm-hmm.
right? Like you needed to find a solution because the old way of doing it just wasn't going to work for you in this new environment.
Mm-hmm.
And you made this decision. Now, sometimes designers, they sit on that decision. And either, it might be because the investment in themselves or the investment in their business, or they're concerned about what other people might say, whether that's a spouse or an accountant or other designers, right? That's that resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So how, did you have any resistance? And if so, how did you get past it? What was the thing that made you decide yeah, I'm doing this?
So when I got on the call with you, I had a little bit of hesitation. But speaking to you, I was just comfortable. We were very like spirits, and I followed my heart, and I just there's no harm in trying this because what I'm trying now isn't working. So if I want my business to grow and for me to meet my goals, I've got to do something different. And if I'm going to do something different, it needs to be with someone that I've got that gut feeling that is going to help me get there. And I left. I followed my heart and I didn't think twice about what anyone else would think I think I emailed you in the first week of July. I had already booked 4 consultations, and that was just unheard of for me, especially considering that I didn't really start. We gave, when we moved here, it was like the very end of December. I mean, like the day before New Year's Eve. And so we gave ourselves and our kids a couple months of just adjusting to everything. And I didn't really start even attempting to market myself here until about April-ish. Mm-hmm. And I mean, as soon as I started with y'all, the calls were just coming in, and my schedule has just been, nuts, absolutely nuts. So I've been very busy, and it's been wonderful. It's exactly what I wanted.
It's just so great. And to give a peek behind the curtain a little bit, you and I talked before, and just that do you mind sharing that you now have, the theme of this is taking your 5-year plan and making your 5-month.
Yes.
And maybe sharing a little bit about what that means for you now.
Yeah. So my 5-year plan was to start hiring a staff and having enough business going that I would need to hire other designers on and, really be growing my business. And we're looking at in the next few months bringing someone on because I've just been so busy that I've gotten to where, I'm going to have to start a waiting list soon. So yeah, we are my financial goals for the year I'm going to hit, which is not, when I set the goals, they were big and scary, and now they're right there, realistic. And so, and we've been talking about, or I've been talking to a commercial realtor to help me start looking for an actual space, which is not something that I was even in the realm of thinking was going to happen this year. But, I'm busy enough that I can start moving forward with those kinds of aspects of my business that, again, long term, I wanted to open my own studio. And yeah, I mean, we're going to get there in the next year or two versus 5 to 6, which was what I was originally thinking. So it's crazy.
It's so great. And I want to highlight when you say that you're busy, right? This 4-letter word, you're busy with the kinds of projects and clients that you want.
Yes. I just signed my biggest, can I tell this story? What I was talking to you about?
Yeah.
I just had a client call me, and her builder had said that he was not even going to try to help them design their house, and they needed to get a professional. And so she called me because she had seen our ad in our neighborhood newsletter. And she's like, if you have time tomorrow, I need a consultation like tomorrow. I need to get started on this. So I went. We walked through their floor plans. I helped them pick out all of the exterior finishes for their home. I read my contract with them, and her husband looks at me and goes, "My only question is, can you put together an estimate for how your hours so that we know how much money to put aside for your fees?" And I sent them my biggest estimate to date. It is a 4,000 square foot new build. And her email back was, "When can I drop off your retainer check?"
Yeah.
So that was my biggest project to date, and there was no hesitation. There was, "When can we pay you?"
Ah, so wonderful. Yes. Yeah. And you deserve it. I mean, you did the work. I really want to highlight that you did the work. You made this decision, and you've been taking action. And it's just the beginning.
Yes.
So please, for any designer, what would you say to any designer who's on the fence?
I would say, I know it can be scary, but if what you're doing right now isn't working, give Nona and her team a call, because they changed my business. So they can change your life too. So,
oh, that's wonderful. Miss Carolyn, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being you. Thank you for the impact that you make in this world with your talent and your passion. And thanks for letting everyone else in on how you made this happen.
Thank you so much for inviting me here today. So.
Always. Well, if you, designer, if you are ready and you want to take the step and you want to get an idea of what your next step may even be, please go to www.breakthroughcall.us. That is the best way and the first step in this experience. And the experience of changing your business and your life, that's how Miss Carolyn and I connected. And I've set time aside. So go there, share some details, and let's connect. Miss Carolyn, thank you. And I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Bye.